Woo! Hi everyone, Sneezy Boy here, the internet's busiest music nerd, and it's time for a review of this new model Actriz record, Dogsbody. Yes, this is the debut album of East Coast post-punkers, no-wavers, and noise rockers, model Actriz, coming through with one of my most anticipated albums of the year. These guys have slowly been leaking single after single since about 2020. Each time they have made one of my favorite songs of the year, with a culmination of noisy tones, irresistible dance beats, and frighteningly dark lyrics. Take their Suntan single, for example, where you can hear repeated chants of, "As the center is collapsing, as the center is collapsing." And on this new record here, they are pretty much drumming up more of the same of what they've teased toward with those early tracks. I guess in an attempt to paint the largest and most versatile picture they can within the very dark and groovy confines they've placed themselves within. On the intro title track to this thing, immediately you can hear a ringing tone, chirping guitar noise, a quietly whispered poetic diatribe, which eventually give way to some extremely pounding kicks and loads of shots of industrial noise. It is visceral, it's heavy, it's hard-hitting like an early Swans track, but simultaneously, you could put it on during dance night at the goth club. And man, when those searing hits of pitchy feedback fly into the mix, it's exhilarating. It's like being sliced to bits by 1,000 knives being thrown at you all at once, while also having a panic attack. The following Mosquito is yet another great moment on the record, in my opinion, where you have more great and visceral driving drums, super tinny tones in the mix as well. There's more of a lyrical focus on this track, as frontman Cole Hayden seems to place himself in the perspective of a blood-sucking parasite, with the performance vocally and instrumentally growing more manic and chaotic as it progresses along, and just turns into this ugly, horrid, thrashing mess. With the track Crossing Guard, you get loads of throbbing bass, deadpan vocals backed by disco beats. It feels like I'm listening to an extremely depressed Talking Heads, or again, a groovy, wild, and vivid update on the classic aesthetics of the New York no-wave scene from decades ago. The beats and the bass on this thing are so tight, so quick, they're exhilarating and, I would say, entrancing, even when the band is performing them at a very low volume, really flexing their dynamics and the way they pay attention to each other as they kind of move things in intensity as the track progresses, which is also the case for the song Slate, which at its start feels like it's kind of carrying the momentum on from the previous track. There's a similar combo of bass, beats, and deeply disturbing vocals and lyrics on this one too. I don't know if I want to dance to it or have a mental breakdown to it. Then after this, the band seems to show some subtlety on the following Divers, where the instrumental is much more abstract and formless, a lot of droning, rumbling bass, a swelling, sinister chord progression, chilling vocals too, that have this very freaky and hushed quality to them, like something out of a Shoo Shoo song. I don't mind something softer and moodier in concept, but I do think this track could have used a more conclusive ending. The pace picks back up with the following Amaranth, which features a really intense and creative use of feedback on this one. The vocals melodically, I think, take a more tender approach too, which is actually kind of moving in the second half of the cut. It's like watching a rose grow up from all of this viscous and tarry filth that has covered the record so far. But the band quickly returns to that vibe for the super chaotic finale of the track. Things take an almost menacing approach on the track Pure Mode, where you can hear refrains of, "Oh bitch, I might enter into my pure mode. Oh saints, I might enter into my pure mode," which, given the instrumental backdrop of the track, sounds like something you don't want to be anywhere near. It's crazy how this late in the track list, the band is still able to turn up the intensity a little bit and just make their music sound so deeply disturbed. The record comes across as unnerving even on track 8, Maria, where lyrically it's like I'm being subjected to the fragmented ramblings of a serial killer trying to describe the moment in which he snapped. The overwhelming thick shots of chords that appear in the second half of the cut feel like the madness taking over too. Just pure and utter depravity. Plus, the closing moments of the track feel like something straight out of a horror movie soundtrack, which the following Sleepless this also sounds like it doesn't come across as a song so much as a scene where a creepy ghost is just roaming from bedroom to bedroom in the second or third story of an old Victorian, just singing some kind of weird lullaby as it is on the hunt for someone to possess. There's a kind of lovely closer on the record as well, where the band showcases that they do actually have a command of chord progressions and melody when they want to use it, and I think it's a great note to end things on. I loved this album. This record was great. It was fantastic. Pretty much everything I was hoping it would be outside of the group painting themselves into a corner a little bit creatively, but still in terms of performances, production, writing, sound, and aesthetics, this thing goes hard as hell. I feel like what I've gotten here is a noise dance punk record, but it has the mental impact of the most intense psychological thriller. I am feeling a decent 2 strong 8 on this one. Transition, have you given this album a listen? Did you love it? Did you hate it? What would you rate it? You're the best, you're the best. What should I review next? Hit the like if you like. Please subscribe and please don't cry. Hit the bell as well. Over here next to my head, it's another video you can check out. Hit that up or the link to subscribe to the channel. Anthony Fantano, model actress, forever.